Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Who among Young and Restless fans isn't with us in that we are more worried about Diane's plans to renovate the Abbott mansion than they are about Phyllis and Sharon's fates? Mainly because we know they're going to be just fine. On paper, a revamp makes a lot of sense. It's not the 1980s. So why should a filthy rich family like the Abbotts be chilling in a house that looks like it was decorated by Crystal Carrington? Also, the pile of bricks is so dark and chilly looking inside. We're surprised that the only ghost that has ever visited has been Patriarch John's. But on the flip side, we remain scared, possibly for life, by Billy's 2016 redo of the Chancellor Mansion. It was such a make-under, and sparked so much fan outcry, that Jill was brought in to undo everything that her son had done. Maybe we're fretting for nothing. Maybe the show has learned its lesson. After all, Victor did rebuild the Newman Ranch to look, well, exactly like the OG one. Maybe Diane will make a few cosmetic changes that we actually like. Honestly though, we're not sure why Young and Restless is doing this plot at all, considering that it has so many bigger issues to resolve. Heck, just the fact that the powers that be can come up with for Jack is yet another rehash of his feud with Victor is a problem in and of itself. So is the wonderfully complex Diane being reduced to the role of interior decorator, Skyle being drawn back together for no sensible reason, Tracy being stuck in a cutesy relationship that lacks heft and depth. What do you think? Are you fearful about the redo of the Abbott mansion, or ready to embrace a change? Vote in the poll above. Then hit the comments with the way you freshen up the space. While you're here, from John and Dina all the way to Allie, say, where is Allie, anyway? There are places in this world that seem to be stitched from the fabric of nightmares, places where the very air feels charged with an ancient unease. The Abbott mansion is one of them. Standing atop a weathered hill, overlooking the sleepy town of Eldermere, it has long been the subject of whispered tales and chilling rumors. For decades, people have avoided its grounds, shunning its ivy-choked gates and dust-coated windows that seem to watch the town with an eerie awareness. But something has changed, something darker. And now, more than ever, we are afraid for the Abbott mansion. The mansion was built in 1891 by Victor Abbott, a wealthy industrialist with a reputation as both a genius and a recluse. Stories say he designed the house himself, obsessing over every corridor, every locked room, and every secret passage hidden behind its ornate walls. No one knows why he disappeared in 1910, but his absence only fueled the house's legend. His wife, Eleanor, was found wandering the halls in a daze, speaking of voices whispering in the walls and shadows that moved even when no one was there. She vanished soon after, leaving the mansion abandoned. Yet over the years, the stories continued. Strange lights flickering from the windows, an organ playing in the dead of night, and the unmistakable sound of children laughing. Though no one had lived there for decades, many believed the Abbott family was cursed. Every heir who attempted to reclaim the house either disappeared, suffered a mysterious illness, or, in the most tragic cases, met gruesome ends. The last known member of the Abbott family, a man named Jonathan, spent just one night in the mansion before he was found the next morning, rocking back and forth on the grand staircase, his face frozen in terror. He never spoke another word and died a year later in a psychiatric hospital. The town came to a silent agreement. The mansion would remain empty, untouched. It was a relic of something unnatural, something that should not be disturbed. That fragile peace was shattered when an out-of-town investor, a man named Daniel Royce, announced plans to renovate the Abbott mansion into a boutique hotel. At first, the town was relieved. Perhaps, at last, the mansion would be reclaimed from whatever darkness had taken hold. But as construction crews entered the house, strange occurrences began anew. Workers reported tools vanishing, their own names being whispered in their ears, and a suffocating feeling of being watched from every corner. One worker, a seasoned contractor who had never believed in ghosts, fled the mansion in the middle of the night, refusing to return. He said something had touched his shoulder in the dark, a hand that was ice-cold, thin, and very much real. Another swore he saw a woman in a Victorian dress standing at the top of the stairs, watching him with empty eyes. Then the accident started. A scaffolding collapsed without explanation. A worker fell through the floorboards and broke his leg, though the structure had been deemed sound just hours before. The final straw came when Daniel Royce himself was found outside the mansion's gates at dawn, babbling incoherently about something trying to take him. He left town immediately, abandoning the project. It has been months since anyone set foot inside the Abbott mansion. Yet, the stories have not stopped. Townsfolk claim to hear the distant wail of a woman echoing from its walls. A passing traveler saw candlelight flickering behind the windows, though there is no electricity in the house. And then there was the child, a 6-year-old girl who wandered too close and told her mother she had spoken to a sad lady in black. What is happening inside the Abbott mansion? Some believe whatever slept within its walls has been disturbed, and now it is stirring, restless, and hungry. Others think it was never truly asleep to begin with, only waiting for the right moment to reach out again. We are afraid of what lies within, of what secrets the house holds, of what it wants.